At first, there was nothing. And then, God created light. But He didn't do just that. He created much more. In fact, He made everything. Even us. But yeah, day one on the job and we mess up. And to this day, we just keep messing up. First, brother versus brother, then nation versus nation. And eventually, it got so bad that God had to put a stop to it somehow. But don't worry, God had a plan. Well, after that reboot, I think, restart, I don't know. Well, after that, God just wanted us to be with Him again. So He picked a guy. His name was Abraham, and he led his descendants to Egypt. And then, like 400 years later, He brought His people out of Egypt. It wasn't easy. A guy had to turn a river into blood, then he had to cut this other river in half. And then there was this 2-week journey that ended up taking 40 years because the people wouldn't stop complaining. But anyways, eventually they get back to their homeland and start conquering, well, basically everything. God was being really nice to them. God even established a king, just like they asked. Yeah, that king was kinda nuts though. So this very skinny dude, David, after fighting a giant with nothing more than faith in a rock, ends up taking his place, and overall, he did a really good job being king. In fact, God was so happy with David that He promised that one day the Messiah, the savior of the entire world, would come from his lineage. But it's gonna take a while for that to happen. Well, after David, there were many other kings. A few of them were good, yeah, but most were just really bad. They were so bad that they ended up dividing the kingdom of Israel in two. It all got really messy again, and God decided He would do another reboot, restart. Well, He wanted to put an end to all that, but He also still wanted us to be with Him. So He sent all these prophets to go talk to the people of Israel and say, hey, if you guys don't turn yourselves back to the Lord, it's gonna get ugly. But nobody really listened to them, so yeah, it got ugly. God made another nation defeat them, and the people of Israel went into exile, until Ezra and Nehemiah went back to Jerusalem and began fixing things again. But here's the thing, God still wanted us to be with Him, and all the Israelites knew that He promised that one day the Messiah would finally make that happen. But they didn't know much about Him, they didn't know who He was, where He would come from, when He would arrive. They just knew it would be someone from David's bloodline, right? Well, wrong. Remember all these prophets God sent? They didn't just prophesy about the exile, they also revealed a bunch of information about the Messiah. That He would be from the tribe of Judah, that He would be born in Bethlehem, that He would enter Jerusalem riding a donkey. There were so many prophecies about Him. All that Israel had to do was wait. Well, let's just hope that when the time comes and someone born in Bethlehem, who happens to be a descendant of David, fulfills every single prophecy and claims to be the Messiah, the people of Israel don't decide to, I don't know, crucify Him for that or something. Or maybe, just maybe, that's also part of God's plan.